Hey everyone, Derek here with a quick news update on Pokemon as we got more information on Meltan in both Pokemon Go and Pokemon Let's Go this morning. And rather than just do a simple update, I actually have John on here with me to sort of give our thoughts about the process of catching Meltan, because it's a little bit roundabout, but it also makes a lot of sense as far as having the games connected. So right off the bat, just how you get Meltan is it involves a mystery box, and basically whenever you send a Pokemon from Go to Let's Go, you'll receive this mystery box in Go. And once you open it, you'll have about 30 minutes to catch as many Meltan as you can. Basically, Meltan will start appearing around you, you can catch them, and then if you want to put Meltan into Let's Go, you can just trade it over. But once the mystery box is closed, that'll be it. You can't catch any more until you send another Pokemon over. However, let's say your friend has a mystery box or a Meltan, they can send it over to your Pokemon Let's Go game, and you can still get Meltan that way. So even if you don't own Go, if you have a friend that owns Go, you can do it that way. So there's a lot of different options for obtaining Meltan, and it seems to make sense as far as just having some sort of synchronization between these two games and finally putting that into works. Now, of course, this is on top of the two trailers we've already gotten, but John, overall, what do you think about this process?
So this is actually quite simple, I think. I was kind of a bit worried that they would have to make us do lots of tasks in order to get Meltan. So it is quite good that we can just sort of get him whenever we want, practically. Like, this isn't a timed event. You can literally just get this box and then catch a bunch of Meltan. What's interesting, though, is how many we can get of him, because it's kind of rare for mythical Pokemon to come in this kind of volume. And in one of the trailers, we actually got a look at what happens when tons of Meltan come together and form. And it looks like they evolve. So I guess this is going to be a really interesting process of just trying to get as many Meltan as you can. But we don't exactly know how he evolves yet, so that's going to be really interesting to watch as well.
I have a bit of a theory, because there is a game in Go Park that as long as you have 25 of a certain Pokemon, a specific Pokemon in the Go Park, you can play that minigame with them where you're sort of rounding them up and get special items and whatnot and stuff like that. So I almost wonder if you need to send over 25 Meltan into Let's Go, play that game, and maybe completing it will have them all converge together and become this evolution. That's sort of my theory on how this evolution works, but it could be something completely different, obviously.
I mean, even if that is wrong, I want to see like 25 Meltan just running around together, because he's so cute. And watching that CG trailer, that live action one, it just shows off how expressive Meltan can be. Like we had a look at his pupil kind of coming out of his body and expanding and changing shape. And he just seems like a really expressive Pokemon. It's great to see him sort of becoming cuter. Because when we first got his debut, he was cute, and he looked better than he did in the Go leaks. But he's really come into his own now, and he's kind of the main aspect of Pokemon Let's Go that I'm excited for now. I think that kind of shows how important new Pokemon are to a Pokemon game.
Yeah, they kind of help. They bring that excitement about, ooh, what's this all about? Well, I need to see more of this. And that is, he is the main focal point of just, this is something new. Especially tangible when it comes to a Pokemon. And you're right, they are like, boy, this is how you sell a new Pokemon that has a weird design, because that trailer was absolutely adorable. And just seeing all those Meltans together, getting all those reactions, showing how expressive they can be. Like, this is how you take a Pokemon and you're like, what the heck is this? And then go like, okay, I need it, I want it. That sort of idea. And it's quite brilliant. And honestly, it's great to see we're getting a better idea of what Pokemon Go players get for transferring Pokemon over, or what kind of gifts you can receive or stuff like that, because so far it always seemed like Let's Go was getting the better end of the deal. But apparently Go will get, of course, this mystery box so you can get Meltan, but also candies for the Pokemon you sent over and other little helpful things like that. So, you know, you'll get the typical goodies that you might get otherwise in Pokemon Go. And there definitely seems to be a balance here. Like, I'm actually really glad that Let's Go got me back into Go. And so I can actually understand all this stuff, really go off of it, and get that little extra layer of enjoyment that if you only played Let's Go, you might not get. But I like that they're also considering that, because let's say you don't play Let's Go, and I'll go all the way to the UK and we hang out, and you're like, well, I want a Meltan. I was like, all right, here you go. have a Meltan, and it's that simple. Of course, you could also just get it on your own phone and do it that way, but if you don't want to bother, this is a way to do it.
We'll just fly you out here.
Yeah, perfect.
I do wonder, do you reckon that we'd be able to get Meltan's evolution back to Pokemon Go? Or is he just stuck in Let's Go?
That is a very good question. I'm not sure. Like, I guess the telltale sign will be like, it'll tell you in Go whether a Pokemon can evolve or whether that evolution is available. Obviously, Gen 4 isn't out yet, so you couldn't evolve Magneton into Magnezone until Gen 4 is released. So it might be treated something like that, but theoretically it should show like an evolution or something related to it. But if it's something else where all the Meltan come together and somehow this summons a new Pokemon rather than an evolution, maybe then you can transfer it back in a box. Like it's really like they give a lot of information, but we still don't know a ton.
Yeah, they I think there were like 8 tweets coming out today, so they've kind of gone all out on Meltan, but there's still stuff we don't necessarily know yet. But it's great to see how we can actually transfer him to Let's Go, because that's always been a bit of a mystery. But there are still some mysteries left, like they tweeted out about there being field missions that we can do, and we don't really know what those do yet, because we know how to get Meltan, but what will those do? Will they assist in helping us evolve him, or we don't really know. They could really do anything at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. That makes the most sense to me. Is like, how do you get the Meltan evolution in Go? Well, do these special missions, these special research missions that are coming out this winter. And the fact that they say winter and not a specific date definitely indicates that you won't be able to do this until after Let's Go is released. And I don't know, I think that makes sense, especially if you want to get this other one. It also kind of indicates that it might not be a evolution, that summoning something else. But the thing about it, from the little shadow we see in the trailer, it kind of looks like one of the Reggies, except with a nut head.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe too. It's definitely a big Pokemon, and which is interesting because Meltan is one of the smallest ones, if not, it might even be one of like the very smallest Pokemon. So it's very cool to see this other version just sort of towering over him. But yeah, I'm totally getting that Reggie vibe with him.
I think it makes sense. Got 4 Reggies right now. It makes sense. Why not get another one? Although we already have a steel type, so I'm not sure how that works. Or it could just be a similar design, be something completely different. But then just on first impressions, that's what it comes across. But it does seem sort of weird to see that same sort of head with the eye in the middle of the nut, except with this big hulking body. It's like it sort of reminds me of that "be careful who you make fun of in high school" thing. I mean, that's pretty much all the basics for all that we've learned about Meltan today. But anything else you wanted to mention about what we've learned?
It's just great to know more about him. And as you said earlier, he's just a really cute Pokemon. And he's soon become one of my favorites. I really love this design for Meltan. And the most recent trailer just shows how cheeky they can be, and they're so mischievous, and I really want to watch like a Meltan movie now. In terms of actual information, I want to know more. I want to know exactly what these activities enable. I want to know how the transferring back to Go works, or any of that stuff. So yeah, I just really like Meltan, and I just want to know more about him, really.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what else they do with him, because we still have a little bit of time yet until the game comes out, so there's more information that can definitely be put out there. And really, we've only met 4 of the gym leaders, so there's still a lot about Let's Go that they can show off, unless they want to actually keep some things close to their chest before the game releases. So we'll see what all happens. But until then, thank you guys for watching, and of course be sure to subscribe to GameXplain for more on Pokemon and other things gaming as well. Until next time, bye.